Now, what does this do to a person's long-term potential, right? Because I think most of the, I guess, like most of the, like negative impacts of having your dopamine system hijacked will show up in the long term, right? So, can you tell us
Absolutely.
what it does to a person's, full potential in terms of their ability to actually do things in life?
Right. So for background, I've been coaching 25 years, a lot of the best. And I started in the fitness nutrition place doing fitness for celebs and pro athletes and rock stars and rap stars and really
Mm-hmm.
working on people who are extremely intrinsically motivated to leave this world a better place than they got here and also to leave a footprint in this world. And so those people have a really strong internal motivator. But what happens is once you get this instant gratification, you're really shrinking all of your patience and your frustration tolerance. And long-term goals start to feel, oh, that's too boring or that's too painful. Similar to, good luck getting your audience to be under the age of 15 and
25.
paying attention. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the 25 thing is interesting because you think about full frontal lobe development and really getting the brain fully activated, that they have that. And what they've noticed now is that full frontal lobe development is taking longer and longer and longer because of
Mm.
this hijack. So the last thing that's really worth noting in here is that you're really training your nervous system to quit early. So once this has happened, your nervous system is now being trained to that's hard, give up. And we lose some of that, what could be considered a strong structure of discipline, confidence, follow through, etc. And one of the easiest places to see this, if we want to be the observer objectively, is in sports. It's one of the few
Mm-hmm.
places that we can just simply sit back, observe, and see what that fortitude is all about. And the long game, when you watch teams in different sports take it all the way to the end of the season, finish strong.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay, so basically what you're saying is that it kind of ruins your ability to work on skills that allow you to build something that will be extremely beneficial in the long term, right? Like for example, whether it's, like a PhD or a business or a certain project, like for example, if you want to, like make a feature film. I mean, it's a process, right? It doesn't just happen. Like it's
Right.
a process that you have to go down. And I guess if you consistently hijack your dopamine system, you just kind of lose your ability to do that, which is quite scary because I think we're just in the early stages of that, right? I think, like Gen Z is the first real generation to experience this because of the overabundance of like instant gratification again with scrolling, porn, fast food, everything is just easy, right? Like easy entertainment and stuff like that, right? Even like 20 years ago, I mean, to like have as many songs as we have nowadays on our phone, it was a struggle to get that many songs, right?
Right. And then now with AI, we can use things like
Yeah, it's even
Sono and create our own songs in minutes. It's
yeah.
a elimination of the artistic craft of perseverance and to go
Mm-hmm.
through the hero's journey of creating the painting. Now I can just click a button on AI and say, create this. So once we
Mm-hmm.
have lost that, then what? And I think a lot of times we
Mm-hmm.
don't think far enough ahead. Like, then do we just eliminate all sense of joy, fulfillment, and accomplishment? I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a scary rope that we're walking on. And so what I like to look at is the other side of it is we also then don't have patience. The patience fuse is next to nothing. And so when people aren't doing things like meditating, grounding, and balancing themselves, breath work, coming back to themselves, developing total self trust, and they start outsourcing their intuition because of this dopamine hijack, that's when I think we start to have some real problems. And the problems are quick response to something that really should be slow, steady, methodical.
Yeah, exactly. And patience factor is extremely important because the reality is it's probably the most important thing when it comes down to building anything that's worthwhile,
Right.
right? Because like you can work hard, but if you quit after 2 months, then you're not gonna. It doesn't matter how much hard work you put. Like it's the patience factor that really separates, people making it and not making it, right? So with that being compromised, it's scary.
Even looking at it in terms of relationship, right? So much about relationships are compromise, conversation, patience, not instantly reacting to the first thought that pops into your head. Good luck to
Mm-hmm.
the future generations celebrating their 10, 20, 30, 50-year wedding anniversary. And so you start to wonder about population reduction and all of those
Yeah.
sorts of things that could happen if we don't learn how to be patient, center ourselves, ground ourselves, and not need that instant gratification.
Yeah, exactly. And then speaking of your relationship, this is kind of off topic, but you can see it in
Mm-hmm.
the like dating scene among younger people,
Right.
right? It's like, I mean, the amount of single people nowadays, especially in their mid 20s and 30s, is quite alarming. It was never like that 20, 25 years ago, right? Now,
No.
there's like an abundance of single people. And I guess this has a role that, of course, there are other factors. But again, that's kind of off topic. But I guess the patience factor and the inability to build something together um, is a major factor into why that department is also falling off as well.
It's absolutely on brand with the dopamine hijack because at the end of the day, we get this social media highlight reel or photo highlight reel of what we should expect within the relationship. And when we're at this place of thinking that from relationship, what I should get is this picture, which is not the,
Yeah.
or this quick little video, which is not the dynamism of the actual being that will be in front of me. Number one, we think it should be just delivered to our door, similar to our Uber Eats order, versus understanding that it is earned and how you show up in the world. We forget to think about how we are showing up. We think we're just receiving this relationship like it's a present.
Yeah, exactly. And then at the same time, we have too much novelty nowadays, right? With like all these like dating apps again with social media. I mean, you get exposed to people from literally all over the world when
Right.
historically it was probably just your town or just your small little community. Even within a bigger city, like you have your small communities, right? So I guess that plays a
Right.
role as well because with
When I
dopamine
was
anticipation, yeah.
when I was younger, we used to joke about the idea of the, Russian mail order bride. And it was, you think in terms of like the 90s and I'm in, high school going into college. We
Yeah.
thought that was like a hilarious thing that somebody would find in a magazine. And now it's like, wait, is that becoming the norm where people are going to different places, connecting with different things, instantaneous online, finding
Yeah.
something that is subservient, unrealistic, and unhealthy at its core essence?